Hi, it's Chantal again, and welcome back. This is our second video together on the center of powers called Chakra. And today I want to talk to you about the second chakra. It is probably, they're all important, but it is probably one of the most important one because it is the one where we tend to block energy. So the second chakra is about emotions. It's about flow. It's about creativity. It's about also relating to others and having that deep sense of intuition. Every center has a sense of intuition, but this one is really about sensing and feeling. So when we think about emotions, the word emotion actually means energy in motion. So most of us, I would think in general in this society, don't walk around able to or knowing how to manage our emotions. I have known very few people over the years who are able to have a healthy relationship with their emotions. And why is this so? Because we live in a society that really favors thinking over feeling. In fact, we really do look at people and put them in categories. So if we think about artists and singers and dancers who are more connected to creativity, we tend to feel through them our emotions. We watch movies, we read books. So if you think about artists and creators, it's usually what they do is express emotions through a certain medium. Now, if you are like me or anyone I know who has had less than what we would call a functional family system, chances are that your parents did not know how to manage their own emotions and passed on to them the habits that they had to either repress or overly express or express in ways that were not healthy. So what do we do when it comes down to the second chakra? It is called the seat of the self. So if you think about it, when you sit in yourself, you know who you are, you know what you want, and you're able to mobilize yourself to go for it. So that's more about the third chakra when I think about taking action. But the first thing really is to feel, being able to feel. We're also very selective in our ways of wanting to feel certain emotions and not feel others. So if I say to you, are you happy? Do you feel joy? Most people rather feel that than sad, or sometimes mad is the way to go for certain people, but not able to feel sad. So there's certain emotions that we favor over others. And so what happens when we repress and or overly express, meaning we're not able to manage the center of the emotion? Well, especially when we repress them, think about, closing in a pipeline, or think about blocking a river. Everything gets compressed, the tension goes up, and somehow the tension has to go somewhere. And so what happens when we repress our emotions, they usually go in our body. So think about energy blocks. And so we either get headaches, we get neck aches, we can get all kinds of physical symptoms, sometimes anxiety, which is also an emotion, but it's an ability to manage other types of emotions. You can think about depression, which really is the equivalent of repression. And so everything gets kind of stuck there and there's no flow. And then eventually either it turns into illness or it turns into a mental challenge, such as depression or anxiety. So the first thing really, to be honest with yourself and practice having this relationship with yourself, is to be able to sit. And when I say sit, I'm not meaning sitting quiet. I mean, be able to hold the space to have your own emotions. Now this takes practice. And sometimes I remember a few years back, I was teaching a workshop and I was talking about emotions, and one of my clients asked to give her a list of emotions to be able to name them. So I was kind of surprised, and I went on the search and discovered a whole list of names that basically are able to create labels on what we feel. But primarily, if you think about it, it's like the primary colors. We have 5 primary emotions. We feel sad, we feel mad, we feel happy, we can feel numb, we can feel, I'm forgetting one right now. But anyways, so we have these basic emotions that, expand, like happy means joy, means ecstasy, means all these uplifting words. And sad can mean depressed, and frustrated, mad can mean frustrated. So anyways, all these words describe what you're feeling. But the first thing to really know is when you're feeling something, energy is usually shifting in your body. Like you can be going along with your day, everything is going well, and all of a sudden, bam, you get slammed by something and you don't really know what happened. And most often we feel before we think, and then some of us go into overthinking, either trying to repress or understand what we're feeling, but we're still not able to hold that emotion. So I invite you to come home inside yourself, to sit inside yourself. So some of the practices that people do is talk to other people, journal, sometimes move, go for a walk, and then when the mind calms down, then the words come and you're able to more express what you're feeling. But most of the time, finding a way of expressing is what will help you come at the center of the emotions. And why do we do this? Because it's a flow, it's energy. I mean, if you really want to live your purpose or live, feel connected to life, you have to allow yourself to feel. And that's a hard part, feeling connected to others, feeling connected to yourself, feeling connected to life. It's all about emotions. And the trick part is that the more you let yourself feel it, the less you're going to get stuck into them. A lot of people are afraid because they think if I start feeling that, it's going to last forever, in which case it's not the truth. It's usually the opposite. If you let yourself feel, then it doesn't go on forever. So I have a little downloadable workbook there at the bottom. Feel free to use it to help you name and having some tools to deal with those emotions. In the meantime, feel free to leave me a comment and I would be glad to respond. Or you can, engage with me having a breakthrough session and a yes to my life breakthrough session, 45 minutes. So you can also click on the link and book that session with me, and I'll be glad to meet with you and really talk to you a little more in depth about this. So I do look forward to hearing back from you one way or the other, and I hope you have a great day. That's what emotions are about, feeling.